Welcome, thank you, Neon. You know, for a change, I think I'm gonna start with Sword Tunnel and just see what that's looking like. Okay. I'm intentionally moving weird to see how easy it is to barely nudge into poking swords above me. X holding is probably the best way to avoid. But it just doesn't quite feel comfortable. Okay, doing that is not a good thing. Thanks, Theoris. Okay. Stay locked left. I don't know if there's any paradigm shift on this attack. Yeah, I'm not really seeing an easy way to tell how close to either edge I am. Besides the coloration of the swords, but I mean, they're both red majority of the time. I guess I need to pay attention to if both are not red. If only one side's red, maybe move a little bit towards the other side. I know, it's so close to the anniversary. Would have been wild if Chapter 5 released in under a year. Safe to say I didn't really expect that. Surely they say something tomorrow. I'd say it's more likely than other days, but I don't know. It's becoming a minor Silk Song moment, perhaps. They'll only say once it's guaranteed, because it's been long enough at this point. Whoops. So, I mean, like, was me messing up there just, like, unavoidable nearly, or was it me being slightly distracted? I legitimately so hate getting poked by the sword just by barely nudging direction. It's not quite barely, though. It's just the transition. I need to have my eyes focused in a certain way to tell the instant the swords start to triangulate. They do, yeah, it's true. Toby often does something on different anniversaries. I'm just about to start seeing what it looks like if I stay in the default position, the default y-axis or x-axis. Yeah, it's tighter on average. We don't like it. It's true. It is not a throwaway anniversary. Well, depending, I don't know. It's the day the game officially released. Yeah, as a paid product. So that there is significance. If we hear nothing tomorrow, I really don't expect anything until a release date is guaranteed and pretty close. Thanks, Ice Alias. Okay, the rate on this is kind of why X holding is a little bit easier in the moments, or in certain moments. Okay, back to X holding. It's just when I'm compensating a little early, I can almost trap myself into moving right. Like, a lot of times I move extra, and if I was just a little too close to an edge, I'd be walking into these pokes. Feels really dangerous, but maybe I just somehow get out of the habit and react faster, or feel when it's about to happen by paying like way deeper attention to the sound cue. See, but like a little bit too much hesitation can result in me not getting where I need to get fast enough, is the problem as well. Okay, so basically do it autopilot, just get better at reacting and not holding extra. And also, in the background, get better at telling where you are relative to the top and bottom of the tunnel. At least when it's about to end. correct, Ghosty. If I do the Chris only, or the Woodblade weakest hits chapter 1 stats run, I'll have to do 46 or 47 iterations of all of the phase 3 attacks. So this is a nice round number, and also a proof of concept that I can even dodge any of these attacks that many times in a row. Problem is, I just can't stop second guessing my approach to these attacks, so I'm not real, like, I'm doing a lot worse than if I was straight up attempting and just trying not to get hit on this one turn. Like, I have consistency in mind, and I'm like, I'm not dodging, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not dodging well because I'm like analyzing a lot more and second guessing everything as I'm doing it. Whereas if I was truly trying to not get hit on just this one turn, it would be different. I don't know. I know I say that a lot, but it truly, it's not cope, it literally is different. No, but this is okay. With what I'm paying attention to now, maybe I can go back to not X holding. It's like I can't see this normal anymore. I thought something about the after images of the swords was like helpful. Maybe it is. Nah. What happens if I do this? That has to end. Oh, oops, I did the wrong thing. This has to end poorly eventually, right? I keep barely getting out of it, undeservedly. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think it's actually better. I just know when I'm slow souling, I stop moving way later than normal. And normally I don't get poked, but the poke possibility is open, and I really don't like it. I don't like feeling like I'm getting somewhat lucky. That's also where the rethinking of strategy comes in. It's like, I want to do it a way where I don't have to get lucky at all, or feel lucky at all. I do not want to believe that getting poked by the top or bottom sword is like inevitable sometimes. It shouldn't be, even though it is the result of like needing quick reaction time and close attention focus. I don't know. It's like processing speed. Sometimes it feels like I couldn't have reacted to it, but I think if I just was viewing the screen in a different way, it would be easier to see. And I think that's true sometimes. I just don't know how to conjure the right perspective. all the time anyways. I need to get used to seeing the swords triangulate. That's the problem. I haven't consciously seen that once yet. Right there. Okay. I'm not reacting to what I'm seeing. I'm imagining about how to best react to what's upcoming from a practice mindset. There's just no way to decouple it. There is no way. Doing this no-hit is going to be a little different than actually dodging the attacks in a real run. It's just what it is. Welcome back, Dawn. It's true. Dumb. There was, for one thing, wow, I wasn't even recording, so I did not need to go for that button. I was fine going for the gap I was going for. It was a really small one, but it was doable. I just needed to not second guess. Like, part of me wants to always go for the biggest available gap, and if I make the wrong choice but still dodge it, like, I don't feel good about it. I just need to get rid of that feeling. If the first thing I think to do is go for the small gap, just go for it. There's no business hesitating. I still can't decide if I want to slow soul or not. I'm leaning towards no. Even though I've had malfunctions and mishaps in both scenarios. That was dumb. Okay, I need to think better about where I'm going. There's always a way to go. Hold on a second. Should I be... Oh, wait, I can't reset the attack with convenience like that. Should I be like a step away from the wall? I'm thinking that could actually be useful. And I ruined the endless repeating. Well, I don't do it so much, but eventually you just stop getting nervous earlier and earlier. Rather, you start getting nervous later. And playing when nervous, I mean, it's not all the same. I really don't have any advice. Somehow trying to keep focus on what you have to do. I'm not looking in my normal spot. Okay, dodge normal. Look normal. Hey, Sai. True. So much exposure, it's lost meaning. Infinite is a mod. Thanks, Siri. I guess I sort of knew Infinite is a mod, but I didn't really know what it is. I mean, is it like a genuinely just endless survival of the night? If it's somehow beyond that and it's like its own practice tool for all night attacks, I had no idea. Don't know. But nah, I've only used my practice. Oh, there's an endless sword. Oh, I didn't know there's an endless sword tunnel meme. You made it. That I also didn't know, but I was slightly suspecting. I haven't tried it. Is there anything like different about it. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, hesitating to say of use. Like, I really doubt there is somehow some, I don't know, other practice thing just for fun. Okay. Oh, the final attack is different? I may check it out at some point just to see how it all works and collect every knight. Well, okay, I haven't downloaded a lot of knight mods, but I may see it. Oh, every attack is made to go on forever. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, I probably will try that out at some point. Tunnel for 1 hour. Oh. You'd probably never see Tunnel the same again. Just different. This attack is like a visual trip in a way. It's really hard to focus on it. Knowing that it's endless variations of the attacks, like, I'm curious as to like how different that would be. And I guess I'm curious to if it could help at all at improving at the attacks faster, which I'm leaning towards doubting. I'm like, surely it's better for me to just practice regularly timed instances of the attack again and again, but I don't know, maybe there is some hidden value in the endless versions. I am trying to predict when the... Okay, I think I have to do the slow moving, because the tapping... I can't explain what I'm doing, but I'm trying to prevent myself from getting hit and then forcing myself to get hit in a different way. So there is no predicting when it's going to switch. There's only reacting. I just gotta not hold for too long when doing the slow soul and get poked sometimes. But having to play around, like, I'm actually less consistent at this attack for no other reason than hesitation of getting poked in the BS situations. Let me get some 50 times on the board. Hopefully this one right now. And then I can peep Infinite. Why are my fingers just hesitating completely? That happens sometimes. Like, I want to move, I mentally know exactly what I want to do, and my hands are like farther away from the keys than they've ever been. Not good. Gotta get better. Alright, I'm giving up entirely on strategy. Besides X holding, I can't. All the ways I've tried to force myself to be extra conscious on this attack have backfired. It's completely useless. Got hit at the end. Usually that's... Surely stars 3 is easy. I'd be doing a lot better. This isn't even... I register this as easier than both stars 3 and splitter 3. So what is happening? I always thought this was my best of the 3. I mean, granted, it's been the longest since I've really played this at all. And I haven't, again, to reiterate, I haven't been like trying to... the best of my possible ability dodge each instance I'm seeing as if it were a real run. I'm like thinking about how I could do something different to make it easier while I'm dodging every time, and trying to be like extra, again, like extra conscious in other ways. Wait a second, is this really the tight version? It is pre-patch. Also, I chose stars by accident. Like, I'm almost doubting that this is the... Okay, this is the tight version. Like, maybe I should switch it. Switch the attack, I mean. But even with pre-patch, there's always enough time to react. It's just processing time, and sometimes not being able to immediately clock where a gap is. Okay, I'm not gonna X hold, actually. I think it's worse. This can, like, help me get good at controlled small taps. Gaps need to pop out at me. And the sooner I can stop moving as soon as the targeting happens, the better. Well, is that really true? Not exactly. Just don't move extra into them, please. Truly is the worst. It's almost like, am I crazy to say it's like tighter to dodge the more centered I am in the tunnel at the end of this? Or is that total BS? The distribution of the gaps for the sword strike at the end is effectively random, not affected by anything I'm doing. I do not know. I mean, the angles definitely get shifted depending on if I continue to move as they're triangulating or targeting. But again, I think it's like effectively random. There's no way I could leverage this. And it's true, fixed hitboxes are nice. I've just, for challenges, completely can't think of a phrase. Swore off them. Fair enough. I mean, I don't think I'll practice this one on that. I'll try it after this no matter what. And I can't promise that I will like continue playing it for that long, but I do just want a taste. After looking long enough, this one really doesn't look that tight. Like, did I not accidentally swap to phase 1 version? That was silly. It was literally just to my right. I didn't need to force that. It's just bad choices. Really, if I just eliminate the bad choices and reactions, I won't get hit. That is pretty much always how I get hit. It's not ever, like, I don't want to say bad RNG, impossible RNG. It's never impossible RNG. Well, you have genuinely piqued my interest. Knight. Oh. Maybe just... Okay, banana search might not be the best. Okay. Let's see if I can possibly find it. Before? No. Oh, wait. Which... Oops. It's gotta be a current version. Okay. Kaizo Knight. I have my thing. I'm just going to bring my Steam launch folder and just put that in the Kaizo Knight, replace it, verify integrity, and then Delta patch. Hold breath is always on. Oh, if that's true, I might, I might not really play it. I'll play a little bit. That's fair. I've just not really used hold breath on this battle. Okay, it's almost there. Well, let me just see first. See if I see myself playing it much. Otherwise, probably don't have to do that. But let's see. Okay. There we go. Patch success. Okay. What was I hearing? It was freaking With Hope Crossed on Our Hearts remix, but which remix? Oh, I gotta expand my file explorer. Oh my gosh, I can't. No, I gotta expand the name portion. It just said nope. It just says remix. What video? What video is that from? Surely it's in my recent likes. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, it's my Ethernet cable, I guess. Or my internet just decides the Ethernet needs replugged in occasionally. Very occasionally. I was just trying to get a link sent in my YouTube chat. There we go. Okay. Okay, hold breath is on. You're welcome, Ghosty. Oh, yeah. What? Oh. Okay, I wasn't used to reading the shit. Nah, it's like too much. Somehow it's like stressing me out. Even though it's not too much, it's like stressing me out to have to look at these things. Nah, I can't do both. I have to do like genuine multitasking that I can't do to comfortably do this. Am I just like seeing patterns more differently than I ever have before? That is interesting though. That is actually good. I don't want it to seem like it's not good. That does make it hard. This with hold breath. Very, very reasonable, always. But now I just get forced to, like, dodge in not good ways. Well, let's see. I just get forced to dodge in ways I wouldn't, really. Or be stick myself in places I just wouldn't stay. It is an interesting challenge. I mean, I guess obviously it forces you to do stuff to... I don't think I will try that too much. I guess I'm iffy about it because it's not actually helping me with the regular fight. But I do like it. Well, let me try anything else. I keep trying to... The box is getting scuffed. Okay, I will say, if it would not take that long, a no hold breath version would be cool, but even then you don't have to make it. I don't know how much I would play this. I guess it would be cool to like have PBs of like endless mode for attacks in the main like rule set that I actually play it with. But wow, hold breath allows you to just do anything. So much more fair. Yeah, the box is getting so messed up. Eventually, there's gonna be no box. Oh god. That might be what fucks me. This actually will never end. I need to become delirious. Get the 5 minutes. Okay. The shape is getting whack. Take like 5 minutes. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I should have no hit mod on. This is Infinite, or Infinite. INFI dash night. I think that's the only way if you search on Game Banana, it'll show up. And yeah, made by Cyvap for just like night challenge fun in general, but also high form practice. I don't even know. I think I will wait on. Is there anything that I would want to try? Hold breath being mandatory? Not really. I shall wait. You don't have to do the update immediately unless you already... Or you don't have to at all. If you already are doing it and want to do it, go ahead. Okay. I will do a bit of regular practice in the meantime. Briefly. Or as long as it takes. Thank you, Erebus. In spirit of what I just did, I'm gonna do it. No hold breath now and see how different that feels. Trying to do too much. Yeah, I might go crazy just because of how much I fiend for the ultra hardcore vanilla challenge stuff. I couldn't take just doing Kaizenite at this point, and also because I have the showcase for, I didn't even tell Saivav. I was asked to if I would participate in fan game marathon this year, which is I haven't been accepted yet. But I gotta explain a little bit. If my run is accepted, it will be someday between July 22nd and the 26th. But basically it's a marathon where it used to just, well, I don't know if it used to only just be I want to be the guy fan games, but they let you do a showcase. Let me just not play while doing this. Turn the music down a bit. It's also kind of distracting. Okay. Yeah, so I was asked in DMs the day before submissions closed if I wanted to submit a run, and they said Deltarune hasn't been showcased before, and I'm like, that sounds very cool. And I appreciate the offer. But Kaizenite is the only mod that I know and have pretty much played at all to any significant degree. But really, it is like the only Deltarune mod that I played, and they said that was fine. And if anyone's like upset that like some other mod should have gotten picked or something, they can submit in the future. And it's true. And Kaizenite is absolutely a fine mod to showcase. I think I Want to Be the Guy fan games have, well, I don't know what other showcase runs there's going to be, but I imagine some, like, avoidance, bullet, well, obviously, or yeah, some other, like, bullet dodging type stuff where speedrunning isn't exactly the MO, which it still kind of could be if I really wanted it to, if I wanted to go for optimal damage fight on Kaizenite, but, yeah, that is not what I'm going to worry about. I think it's almost even a little disrespectful to not show off all the attacks. So anyways, I submitted two runs in one submission for regular route or normal mode and weird route hard mode version. In my normal mode submission, I actually got my first no hit on normal, which I had pretty much not played at all. So now I have no-hit both. And all this to say, I am mentioning it so that Sai knows, unless Ender, like, spread that message across. But I'm definitely not certain of that. But, what else? Oh. This gives me time now. Like, I'm 100% not playing Kaizenite all the time leading up to that. I mean, it's what, like 6 weeks away? Maybe even 7 weeks away. So I have time. Realistically, more like 6 weeks. I'm not going to put it off. The Rouse only no hit that entire time, but I feel like I can ease up on it a bit, knowing I'm going to have to frequently play it closely leading up to the actual event. So that gives me, ironically, in the present, that gives me more fuel to want to do the regular night stuff. I just don't want to, also careful not to burn myself out on Kaizenite, which I think I could have gotten there if I didn't stop, or if I didn't let myself like oscillate even the littlest bit like I did. Anyways, Let me drink water. And I would be the one commentating. Wouldn't be able to say something. I doubt I'm going to have anything great to say for each attack as it's happening. I don't know how commentary usually goes. But I'll definitely mention how like that the fight utilizes unused concepts from the code and gives them new life and polish, as well as like how other attacks resemble concepts in the original fight but are just like buffed versions. I mean, those are like just two statements right there you can just like say and not have to really say again, and you could just point out as it's happening, oh, this is an unused thing, oh, this is a buff version of a thing. I mean, what more do you really say? I guess why something is hard. It's just that'd be a lot to say while also trying to competently comprehend the fight and whatever. I'll figure that out later. And I'll almost certainly, I think, script, or at least semi-script what I intend to say, because if I wing it, it's gonna suck. Commentary is gonna be near non-existent, or yeah, let's just not think about it. I will prepare, bottom line. And I have time, but I'm not gonna procrastinate fully, hella. But for June, I don't think I'm super worried. But what I also didn't think about was the release of Deltarune, you know, Major proper itself. Major proper. Deltarune Major proper. The original. I mean, really all I need time for, I just won't really be able to compete for like World's First Chapter 5 challenges if it comes out in between all of this, well, at least likely. And do I want to stress myself out to even try? I don't even, the only way I'd have a chance is like I take a day off or two, the release day and one after, and like somehow I'm the first to no-hit something. Really doubt that is gonna happen. Just very, very highly doubt that's gonna happen. But I would at least somewhat try if things lined up in that way. Whatever, okay. It's enough future thinking, present right now. Let's try and dodge some Tempest. And yeah, I can't kid myself. No hold breath actually is a challenge. It's good to remind myself of that, because like this is just so easy with hold breath. But yeah, you have to waste no time and get right in position for things to be easily handleable all the time without hold breath. On Splitter 3. Holding, nah, the RNG required is beyond astronomical. Attacks, I do not believe, are consistently dodgeable based on RNG factors with holding X, so makes me wish holding X wasn't even a concept. It does help. So overall, I am glad it exists. But as a potential like no-hit difficulty parameter challenge restriction, it's not really an applicable one to at least this fight. You can no-hit the boss normally with it, but the odds just get lower and lower and lower the more you elongate the fight. To the point where, like, I would not want an RNG factor on top of everything else. It's already hard enough, like, skill-wise, with approaching skill ceiling consistency. Yeah, I don't know. I, like, maybe TAS could do it. I don't know if you'd have to, like, reroute to work around what would be, like, if you... I don't know how that works, really. Like, if you get bad RNG, they don't reseed the RNG, right? Like, that's not how that... Sorry about stream death. I saw that. I don't think your message went through. At least I don't see it. My stream did die for a moment, inopportunely, once again. Easily manipulate RNG by keeping text up. I, like, stopped thinking about my dodging. I'm like, keeping text up. I don't want to force you to elaborate, but I'm not sure I fully understand. The battle text down there is actually changing RNG constantly. Like, every frame I'm not pressing the button, it's like changing. So the amount of delay between progressing the text affects it, or... Oh, wait. As a variable for shaking that's used even when zero shake is happening. Oh. Okay. So delaying progressing the dialogue, or otherwise text, that means the same thing. Well, kind of. That, okay. That, like, reseeds the RNG. That is clever, and also would have had no idea at all. Got it. I've learned. Okay, stars 3. Is stars 3 actually my best attack? I'm feeling so not confident about... I mean, seeing the actual data, I used to think I was so much... Okay, hold on. Well, I wasn't even trying yet. Hold on. Seeing the actual numbers of my inconsistency, I'm like, wow, I don't know if... Okay, I'm still not focused. Okay. And by best attack, I meant, like, best of the 3 hard ones. Oh, how could I not decide which way to go? I feel like I should be playing well, and I'm just, like, underperforming. Normally, like, my physiological state and psychological state makes sense that I'm not doing that well. Right now, it's just not adding up. But maybe this consistency was always normal. That's what I was thinking about. And that only seeing the numbers is what makes me think it's not. Like, I need to be able to whip out 50 times in a row, not like 100% of the time, obviously. But without too much effort, if I'm gonna have any hope, right? Oh my god. All I can say is, like, I'm not doing my best right now. I'm still analyzing, even when I'm thinking I'm not. Like, I can't just raw react and dodge, but not raw react and dodge. Like, still with, like, loose strategy, but not, like, deeply thinking about some potential paradigm shift that'll crack the code of this attack finally and trivialize the difficulty. There is no such thing for the... I'm almost certain at this point. For any of these 3 difficult attacks. There's no universal one-size-fits-all solution to trivialize difficulty. There's concepts you can leverage and understand, like, case by case, what'll make differences and working around those differences. But ultimately, it's like different pattern categories for the same attack and how to handle the extremes and the in-betweens of that, which... if it's at that point, the memorization, generalization of strategy route just kind of crumbles. And it's best to understand the whole generally and not be as conscious about it, because it seems to not help. In between. It's the hardest challenge I've done. I don't know, probably, if I'm not forgetting something, probably no hit sands 2 times speed, or all collectibles deathless in the end is nigh. The more I think about it though, now the end is nigh is such a deterministic game that with enough practice, really, this might sound weird to say, but I feel like almost anyone could, like, with the blueprints, recreate the challenges I did. No it stands 2 times speed is much less of so, in my mind. Way different extreme. It's a short, most reflex heavy and, like, impressive thing in that regard I've ever done. But as far as, like, endurance, precision, all collectibles deathless definitely is the thing. But again, that's a very deterministic game, and I had highly toiled over safety strategies for especially every problematic screen and portion. But even the easier stuff. I accidentally pressed a button. It isn't the only time someone wanted. Oh, nice. Wanted feature. Yeah, I've been dodging a little unintelligently here. Unfortunately, I am the least cultured gamer there ever was. So I truly do not know anything about Rayman besides it's a platformer. I'm sorry. Happy for Rayman fans. End quote. At least mid-30s. But nothing that felt like significant to me. 50 is kind of the minimum of significance. I know I could go way higher, but yeah, I'm just not... I haven't locked in for a single second. What is my bitrate doing? Why is the stream health so shit? It is disconcerting. Is it worse only because I have another thing open? Is that the meme here? Do I need to like close Discord? Imagine. I'll do it. No, that's not. It's not helping. Oh, there we go. The download is here. It's not just your device. Man, do I need to start streaming downscaled resolution? I mean, what's the point of even showing 1440p? Because it looks better on my actual screen when I watch it back. Because I have a 1440p monitor. Yeah, just delete this folder. Hold breath records were made separate from... Oh, wow. You did work. Why am I'm still, like, dropping frames even though nothing is happening on the screen. Okay, has it calmed itself? Somehow when I'm downloading something, it fixes? There's no way that's related. No. And I didn't really reply to that comment, but you are... That is very true, Don. It requires, you know, different skill set. I'm trying to think of more specific things to say about it, but it's difficult in its own right, but you don't have to be so like dialed in like for the short precision thing. But for the short precision player trying to do a longer endurance thing, even that lower level of focus maintained over, like, to not have any lapse or any, you know, significant consequence inducing lapse of that focus or of the lower grade focus is harder to avoid. Okay. This replay system having hold breath active during replays that didn't use it would break everything. Oh, I didn't apply the patch. I didn't apply the patch. I'm having complete streamer brain, where I'm only 20% intaking all of the stuff in front of me. It's too much. Okay, one thing at a time. Delta in mods, Delta patcher. Go to mods folder, Delta, wait, whoops. Infinite patch applied. Okay. I couldn't blame an individual. A self-imposed spotlight, no less. Okay. Hold breath off. And I'm also semi-distracted about the frames still dropping. Like, half my frames are dropping. I'm about to stop the Twitch stream and see if that does anything. That instantly fixed it. That it instantly went back to perfect. Okay, sorry Twitch. Okay, nothing to worry about now. Here we go. Whoa. Well, this is freaking me out. Like actual stomach drops. Not all the way, but ugh. It looks like it's getting tighter than it's supposed to sometimes. Like it's not natural. But maybe there's always potential for these type of things to happen. Okay, give up. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to turn Gray's effects off. That's my freaking bad. That's just how it'd be if it keeps going. Okay, okay. I mean, I figured you didn't change anything. I'm just like, this isn't natural. It felt unnatural to a single, how a single instance could look. Which sounds like you could take that sentence and like make it seem like that's obvious. The fact of it is definitely because of the fact of it continuing from a regular. I don't know what else to say, how else to phrase my idea. Just some of the narrow bends it was making just would not happen naturally in a attack instance. Let's try this with no hold breath. What's up, Pokemon? Sorry if Twitch is your preferred watching place. Stream was just not able to survive. I don't know if my upload speed is getting or upload bandwidth is getting used or something, or sometimes it just really doesn't want me to be able to dual stream. But welcome. Well, I wasn't looking. I was like thinking, why does it feel like there's... Am I crazy? No, there's no extra input lag. I am going insane. Have I just reached the point where, like, I've heard that once you acquire enough sleep debt, the psychological effect will not be, like, noticeable to you, but your performance will be worse. Or, yeah, like, overall. That's a dumb intrusive thought. Don't think that. I don't think I've been that bad with sleep. But I have been more deprived recently because I've had to wake up over an hour early a few days in a row. So luckily I don't have to tonight. So let's not stay up late. Sorry for the happy... No, I like that. It reminds you you're having fun. No, it's good, Sai. Oh my... Yeah, I just kept getting shit in the corner. Shoved in the corner. It's the new record sound. Yeah, no, it's like... Oh, it's so funny. Okay, you weren't actually sorry. I couldn't read the full message. No, it's perfect. That'd be strange. Now you're chill. I can at least remember you and call you Pokemon if that's the preference. Otherwise, it would have to be Valley. Do I... Tunnel 3. Wait, no Tunnel 3. Pokemon? Okay, yeah. I can remember you. I will try to dual stream, like, in the future, still. If, you know, it allows me. Now this actually should be useful. Because there is no difference to the attack, like, going on forever or stopping restarting. For some reason, the anticipation of an attack ending makes me want to try less hard with dodging. Which it should be the opposite, but I don't know if I can explain why. I think it's from stress of choking at the end of the attack. Even though with a long challenge, like, where I get hit, like, when I get hit during the duration of an attack really does not matter in the grand scheme of things. So there shouldn't be this extra pressure that, like, constricts my awareness in the final moments of the attack. Yet that's exactly what happens. I cannot help but fucking yap during the attacks and then want to cope about I got hit because I was yapping. Yeah, let me try stars, actually. Ooh. Oh, it gets weird. Oh. It's like the shepherd's tone, but visual. Oh my gosh. Why does my brain hate this? Oh. That was actually so trippy. Hate is a strong word. But my brain is being tickled in some way because of this, and it's a little uncomfortable, but tolerable. Oh. Okay, it's starting to become normal. Safe to say dodging the first part isn't really the big problem. Although it can be, sometimes you're forced in a, like, tough to react situation. Look at that massive... Shut up, bro. It would have been cool to actually dodge it. Nightmare Knight. I do want to see Tunnel. No, that was good. What you did is good. Maybe this endless tunnel actually could help iron out my perception of the tunnel and the soul relative to its edges, proximity, etc. Just do this mindlessly for long enough. Oh yeah, I'm downloading competency for free. Maybe. Oh, wait, no, my brain is starting to focus on the after images, those subtle after images of the swords. Oh, no. Oh, this is cursed. A lot of these have, yeah, like an optical illusion element to it when it continues. That... Is it like pseudo motion sickness? Someone with motion sickness would definitely be triggered, no doubt, but I do not have that. So I'm wondering, like, what is the sensation? It is in my gut, not right now, but on the stars thing for sure, like, it was like I was airborne. Or something. Okay, there's no point. Actually ended up helping. Oh, you have hours place built into the timer that only shows up if you get that far. Oh no. Yeah, I'm not going to, certainly not going to no hit last an hour on every attack. Although that would be insane practice goals. How many times in a row? I mean, well, it wouldn't necessarily be like in a row at that point, obviously, but I'm glad to know it exists and is possible and works. Tunnel 2 seemed to not be like varying in how the spiral worked. It just started to be weird, but then like consistently weird. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know though. Okay. Done on Infinite. Let's do a little bit. Just a little bit more of actual attack instance, consecutive, no hit. But you're right, Don. I am feeling how Chris is feeling. And I may return to that just to, like, I don't know, try to get some really high score at some point if I'm bored. But I don't think anyone else is going to care. So it'll just be an alternative, like, experience tool. Also, I tried to make my keyboard lighting purple. I don't think it shows up that way very much on the camera. Mainly, maybe because of the relative colors around it, or the fact that it's not like it's too subtly purple still. But it, to my eye, it is clearly purple. Okay. Let's try Splitter. What am I doing? It's more white. The stream thing is Kaizenite colors, yes. It's the swords and then the Kaizenite itself. Unpressed being like the sword color. You get it. I did that the instant I think the new update came out. Or at least when I got home, before I started playing. I think I should practice the upper if I have to go on top, in case I have to go on top. I'm fine dodging the top when I really am forced to. But vast majority of the time, if not every single time, if played proper, I can stay on the bottom on this. And honestly, same kind of goes for stars as well. Is anyone else's main hope for Chapter 5 secret boss Sham? Is that lame for me? Like, am I thinking too small to want that? What if he's like post-quest ultra boss? Like, ah yes, the final shadow crystal. Now if you don't mind, I will take this power from my cold dead hands. No, I don't think he's power grabby. Doubt. Or they. It's true. I am open to whatever. As lame as it is, I have to max focus to actually get anything worthwhile. Even though it's totally it's my fault for asking the question. Streaming is a delicate balancing act of focusing enough to play well enough, hopefully, and talking, saying, speaking observations enough to be interesting to at least the most mild degree. Yeah, if Caddy and Jockington don't gain some more relevance in Chapter 5, I will be gobsmacked. Nah, I don't think I can predict anything. I'm pretty sure anything I come up with is like small fry shit compared to what's actually in the fryer on the grill. No, yeah, simply knowing you're being observed live, there is some impact to performance. Not always worse. I'm doing my best to catch what messages I can while trying to keep in a flow with this. Ah, I messed up. I don't know if I incremented. I think I missed the button, but whatever. Further Birdly development is likely. I'm really starting to think more and more that the last prophecy has something deeply to do with forgetting, forced forgetting. I don't know if I've seen like a theory video that says that. I don't think I have. And it seems like maybe not bad enough. But given what's said right after, and given all of like potential foreshadowing lines, I'm like, and the fucking main theme of the game, I don't know, there's a case to be made. Probably still wrong or incomplete, but I'm just trying to expand my mind farther than, or further than someone dies, which it does seem like probable. Someone or all. But what if it's just, I mean, if everyone dies, the memories go with them, so I mean, that's kind of effectively the same thing. The theme of memories, though, is, I feel like, going to be more explicitly, it's going to more explicitly come into play, if not be talked about somehow. I mean, it's already present. I don't know about Persona, and I know that even in like Earthbound, even though I haven't played Earthbound or the Mother series, like it's not a unique trope or concept, like for a video game. Like everyone, like the world forgets, you reset, etc. So I just don't think it can be that plain. However, it feels very like it could be leading up to that. Well, with Earthbound, or was it Mother 3? I don't know. And like, careful if you don't want spoilers for these games. I've already heard the games like explain, or like big plot stuff explained, that I don't know that I will play them in my day, but in one of the games, the whole world was already, like, everyone's memories were purged except for, like, one guy, the leader, and he has this, like, whole diatribe, or like, long monologue explaining, like, what happened, like, almost like the Forgotten Man, explaining, like, what the world used to be like and what happened before everyone's memories got wiped. There was like some reason, I forget like why they wanted the memories wiped, but they decided that was like the best way to move forward, and then like start anew. But like, how do you, and I almost wonder if that, there's no way we're getting one-to-one copy paste though of like these ideas. I mean, I can't say there's no way, but there is a lot of people going in depth of like Toby's inspiration games, and then there being like eerily close parallels to things in Deltarune. But I think that's just because Toby Fox saw the ideas and liked them, but it's not clear like what the payoff is gonna. It's gonna be like the same payoff in the end. I don't believe so for many of these things. I don't know. It's all baseless. It's all baseless wondering. I need to see. I don't even know what I'm gonna. I feel like I'm not. I don't know. I'm not even gonna be able to like process the moment when I see the dream revealed. I'm not even gonna. Am I even gonna know it when I see it? Is that what? I mean, yeah. Maybe I'm like uncooking. Maybe I'm uncooking. Walking it back. Like I do think the main theme of the game is don't forget. And in chapter 3 and in chapter 4, Susie is like triggered in some way or another into saying, I'm not going to forget, I don't want to forget. In chapter 3 it's, you think I could just forget you, forget Lancer, forget everyone. Then at the end of chapter 4 it's, can I tell you a stupid dream I have? I want tomorrow to be the same as yesterday, and the next day to be just the same as that. That's a little different, I guess, than not forgetting. Wanting things to basically cycle forever. It really seems like it's leading up to... I like, as much as I didn't want time loop to be real, I don't think it's gonna be... It's gonna be satisfying somehow, no matter how it ends up. I can see a narrative where Chris has resigned themselves and is determined to like sacrifice themselves to somehow maybe bring Des back as like a one-to-one, and they believe that like they deserve to die instead of Des ultimately for whatever happens. And this could, I mean, if the game is like the darkest it could be, maybe like look like close to Amori in a way, like the potential for Chris to be resigned to sacrifice himself, yeah, as in like some exchange for Des. That seems kind of stupid and crackpot, like just saying it out loud like that, but I could see a narrative going that way. I could see the narrative supposed to be that, and then Susie actually is the one who takes it into her own hands, and she's the one who dies instead. I mean, her triangle is the cracked one in the last prophecy screen. I must say, I don't know if that was just like unintended. They had to put the crack somewhere, and it just coincidentally they decided like it means nothing that Susie's triangle from the Deltarune is cracked. Obviously I could believe it's the hardest sell for me is that it's that seal the Dark Worlds forever period. That's not bad enough for the reaction. I feel like there was another idea for what the tragedy could be that I heard recently that I'm forgetting, ironically. Rumo, yeah, that is a great point. I did watch a theory video recently in which it was going over the parallels of like Earthbound and Undertale Deltarune, and Sans was the one like paralleled to be like the leader who like remembers the old world. So that tracks. But Sans remembers in Undertale, not in Deltarune yet. And Papyrus significance, I'm ready for a wide array. Like honestly, the Papyrus X Factor could send the whole story for a loop that, like, no one could have possibly predicted. Or it could just be a very little, like, impact of Papyrus. Or somehow he never shows up. I really doubt he never shows up, because he specifically mentioned on the Steam store page, like, yeah, people like Papyrus, and he was, like, a major character, but if he really wasn't going to make an appearance, just don't mention him. Azriel is... Oh, and the Azriel coming back. Those are the two bombshells that, like, we could literally, like, be written in any way and are going to so majorly probably affect where things are going. What Papyrus is doing. What's the full deal with Azriel? Is Azriel... I can only imagine Azriel coming back and being, like, super depressed. Like, I mean... Maybe Azriel made friends at college and, like, brings somebody back. No way, right? I don't, like, I don't think we're getting another character. I think Azriel's coming home by himself. Unless somehow, like, it's not as simple as Azriel being away at college, which I'm just not even going to entertain until that is actualized in front of my face. Grown-up guy, yeah, there's so many things that I temporarily forget about and then remember and get me super spiraling about this story and excited. Pretty much the things I just mentioned. There was something else that just slipped my mind. Yeah, like, what's the promise? What does it mean? Don't forget I'm with you in the dark. Truly, like, in the most literal sense, what is that meaning? And who's saying that? Oh, 100%. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. The Omori tie-in. We don't know that that's what Toby Fox was talking about. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But Toby Fox did tweet at some point saying that... I don't know if he said he was worried, but something similar to that, or something synonymous to that, he basically said, and followed it up with, someone's making a game very similar to the one I have an idea for, or that I am going to make, or that I'm already making. And the thing that makes the most sense is Omori, with the thematic overlaps. And even just, like, story parallels are kind of crazy. How deep do the parallels go, though? I wonder if Azriel knows something also about Dessa's disappearance, or if Asgore also knows something about the truth. I mean, he seems like, obviously Asgore wants to reveal some truth, but if he wants the truth to get out, and Chris thinks they're to blame, Asgore surely can't know the full truth then, I'm thinking. But we don't even know if it's truly like an Omori situation where Chris is, like, arguably responsible. I'm thinking, to be the most heart-wrenching as possible, that's probably the case. Though we don't know for sure. It could still be heart-wrenching in a different way. But no, there's 100%... And you know why? The biggest reason I think there's going to be an explanation of Dessa's disappearance is because of the song Flashback Excerpt. The fact that it's excerpt means that there's going to be flashback regular. And that, I mean, what else is that song going to play for? How Chris could be responsible? I mean, I don't know. Okay, practically I can't. I'm not saying actually I mean arguably responsible. Or at least in the way where Chris, like, blames himself, has deep survivor's guilt about it. That is at least true. I don't think it's going to be as direct as Amori, where I'm not going to spoil it just in case. But it's got to be twisted in some way where it's like way harder for Chris to, okay, I was gonna say forgive themselves, but that's only, you can only really use that as an outsider not talking about yourself. It's hard to use that terminology without it being like an objective wrongdoing. But people can like blame themselves for things that no one else would. I don't know. The thing also that's... How much of a coincidence is it that, like, Susie is a purple... How much does Susie resemble the How to Draw Dragons dragon? Actual crackpot theory that I don't believe in, but, like, I haven't been able to get out of my head, is, like, Susie is, like, actually an artificial person. There's like a theory for everyone being an artificial person. Like Chris is the vessel, actually, and it's a subversion, but it's actually like a good subversion, and I wouldn't mind it. But what if Susie is born of unnatural means in this universe, but it's still a video game universe, so what does it matter? She, like, it being real doesn't actually matter. What if all of the above is true? None of these characters are like real in the sense of like as their NPC counterparts that had an in-universe natural origin, quote. But what if not? I don't know. Does that matter? Natural origin within the fictional context, is that even worth playing with to like make some point on a meta level? Maybe. But I think we might be thinking too big brain out here, or smooth brain, depending on how you look at it. And by we, I mean myself. True. The Noelle and Burley reaction upon finding out the Dark World's real. Or just the town, like... I think a lot of the people... Instead of saying that, I think it's likely a fountain happens at the festival for many to see. I was reminded of the dialogue and like how foreboding it really is of Asgore in the holiday house, in the parents' room, being like, and she'll have to believe me, they all will. Fucking what, brother? They all will believe you? The only way that can happen, in my eyes, is if everyone's brought into a dark world. And the only way I can imagine that happening is it happening at the festival. But like, how can a dark world be created outside? Surely it's just like not possible, not that simple. Or you need like god level determination, which despite everything Asgore's been through, I don't think he has. But maybe it is just as simple as making one outside, and it just has some adverse effects we haven't seen before. And it's like a time limit type thing. We gotta close it quick, or else the roaring will actually start. But I don't imagine it immediately starts. But we don't fucking know the Dark World mechanics like that. All that's a mystery. he's determined to prove he was right. I mean, like, maybe there could be a narrative explanation. It's like, he's been through so much grief. It like, digs so deep. And the factor of people not believing him, even though, like, some supernatural BS did maybe ruin his life partially. But we also don't know what he did, like, what got him ostracized. Was it him just saying outlandish things about supernatural events that are responsible for deaths going missing? I also don't think it's that simple. And true, how the inside of the shelter looks, I don't think it's going to fully resemble the 8-bit version. Is Gaster like a semi-resident of this town? Is he like a hermit-style scientist just at the bottom of town, and for some reason nobody bothers him? But there's like the 3 people who have access to the shelter. At least. And if Gaster is really in the shelter, that's the thing, like, I'm starting to be like, is Gaster really in the shelter? Is it like that? Because if he's running the device, I mean, it could be an in-universe thing in the light world, I guess. But there's all of this, like, the idea that he's in a layer, he's like in the in-between world, or like outer world, but still confined within the, I don't fucking know, device theory. I can't. No, I wouldn't believe him. I'm just like, obviously not. That reason could be enough for, like, things to at least logically make sense. I guess me saying I don't believe it's that simple is, like, I think that the surface level reasoning, I guess it's like thinking Toby Fox is going to make it more interesting somehow. That's where that's coming from. Like, Asgore's motivations and moral wrongdoing was... like an Undertale, it was conflicting. I can't think of a better term. In Deltarune, if it really is, people just wouldn't believe him, and he got ostracized simply because of that. No, you know why that doesn't quite add up to me, actually? It's because why would Carol humor him now and fire him back then? Like, I think there needs to be a better logic or a better reason to all this, or more nuance to it for that to be swallowable all the way. I mean, I do really hope Gaster is simply in the shelter, of course. Like, I just want to see the guy. I do. But he might not exist in a tangible form for us to meet, really. Oh, but I do think there's going to be a proper meeting, at least in some routes. If we have to do the weird route to see him, I'm not sure what I think of that until I see how it's done. Also, I am going to have to stop streaming. Yeah, I didn't really make a whole lot of progress this stream. I'm like starting to lean towards ERAM is just friends, or like friend is just controlling the Shadow Mantle or speaking whatever, but also is in cahoots with the Knight as well, which would be fitting given the, well, a nightmare will awaken in your hearts. There's the Knight, and then ERAM backwards is mare. I just can't, I find it hard to believe that there is a third shadow entity, demon, called ERAM. I think Mike is a real character. Mike, the name might not actually be important. I don't know what name will be more important. But Friend seems to be built up to be a real character. Tale of Hell. Why there needs to be multiple, I don't know if it's about there needing to be multiple, like, shadow entities, but it just seems like there are. And the point I'm getting to, oh my god, I still haven't fucking said it. And it's kind of obvious. Nightmare together is nightmare. So it just fits. To make the compound word, there's a knight, and then there's a mare. Together, they're the nightmare. In full. And somehow we're all working towards the same end point, because assuming all of that's true, at the end of the Shadow Mantle fight, they say, we have work to do, which is the most fascinating thing that they say to me. We both have work to do. Like, obviously Chris is working, or is obedient to the Knight and Carol to reach some end goal, which is ostensibly the prophecy coming true. Or do they want to... That's the thing too, we don't exactly know the dividing line between who wants the prophecy to come true. Well, actually, the prophecies are vague. So is it just wanting a certain interpretation of the prophecy to come true? And Susie has the power to ultimately to interpret a different thing that would be more desirable for us, the player, viewer, whatever. And that's what we want to see happen. Like, does Carol already have an idea of what she wants, and the final prophecy, like, could be interpreted in a way to get that? Like, that we don't know what people were thinking about the prophecy in regards to themselves. Oh, it's too much to think about. We, like, thinking about it more just makes me think we know so little shit that, like, so many possibilities are open, stuff's gonna get narrowed so fast once more story comes out. Pretty much just like chapter 3 and 4 when they released. And that's true. I do want Ralsei to not continue withholding, but I wonder how possible that is. And how long is it going to be before we actually hear the end of the prophecy? I think it's highly, highly probable we find out what that is in chapter 5 for some sort of build-up. But it could be left dangling just out of view. It could be intriguing both ways. Anyways, that's all I got. I definitely gotta end stream now. Thanks for watching. and for being, if you were interested in my Delta Rot rambles. Definitely not the last where that came from. Okay. I'm gonna hit the hay. Get to bed right after this. Have a good night. See ya.